Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a question that, well, it sits right at the intersection of fate and family. What happens when you know the grand cosmic plan, the mandate of heaven itself, but following it means betraying your own blood, especially when your father is a notorious tyrant? It's this intense conflict that defines Yin Hong. He's a figure from Investiture of the Gods, and our sources pretty much label him right away as the perfect example, the typical character exhibiting the conflict between celestial destiny and human ethics. So that's our mission today, unpacking his story.
Yeah, it's a conflict baked into his very existence. Yin Hong, you see, was the second son of King Zhou of Shang, the tyrant whose reign is basically ending. But here's the contrast. The sources stress that Yin Hong and his older brother Yin Jiao were known for being intelligent and benevolent. Good kids.
Completely unlike their father.
Exactly. Good princes in a dynasty that was, frankly, falling apart morally and spiritually.
And that inherent goodness, that potential, just makes his trajectory all the more tragic. We're going to follow him from being this terrified prince on the run through intense immortal training, only for him to become, well, a pawn in a cosmic game, fulfilling his own worst prophecy. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The event that shattered his world. His mother, Queen Jiang, was terribly persecuted, really cruelly, by Sudaji, the king's infamous consort. It's a horrifying story.
Absolutely foundational trauma. After the queen's death, Yin Hong and his brother had no choice but to flee the capital. Their own father's court was just too dangerous.
They were literally running for their lives.
They were, and that trauma really shapes everything that follows for Yin Hong. But their flight actually leads them to safety, or at least a different path. Yin Hong is found by the immortal Chijingzi.
The rescuer.
Right. He takes Yin Hong to Mount Taihua for training. Meanwhile, his brother, Yin Jiao, gets taken in by another immortal, Chijingzi. The separation is important. They start on these parallel paths that eventually diverge dramatically.
And Chijingzi's mentorship sounds quite nurturing initially.
The sources paint it very warmly. Chijingzi treated him like his own son. There was real affection there, which must have been incredibly important for a boy who'd lost so much. But the training itself, very strict.
No shortcuts to immortality, I guess.
Pretty much. And Yin Hong was smart, a quick study. He mastered immortal magic and military strategy quite rapidly. He was essentially being forged into a powerful figure, a tool for the coming conflict.
So when he finally comes down from the mountain years later, he's transformed. The descriptions we get are, he's not just a prince anymore. He's got this gold hair crown, a purple silk immortal robe. It signals his new status.
The divine training.
But he's also ready for battle. It mentions a red robe with coiled dragons visible, and importantly, a waist bound with a walking beast skirt. He looks powerful, ready for action.
And he's equipped accordingly. He doesn't just look the part. He has serious magical artifacts. The water fire edge for elemental attacks, and the really critical one, the Yin-Yang Mirror.
Okay, let's pause on the mirror. This thing is serious business.
Oh, absolutely central. It's not subtle. One side reflects, and it kills instantly. The other side, the opaque side, can heal or restore life. It's this ultimate binary weapon, life or death, and now this young, powerful, but perhaps still emotionally vulnerable immortal holds it.
Wow. Okay, so he's got the training, the gear. He's ready. What was the mission Chijingzi gave him?
The mission was clear: leave the mountain, go join the forces of Zhou, led by Jiang, and help them overthrow the Shang dynasty, his own family's dynasty.
And he was okay with that, despite it being his father, his kingdom.
That's the crucial part. Through his training, Yin Hong had come to understand and accept the concept of Tianming, the mandate of heaven. He recognized it was irreversible. King Zhou had lost the divine right to rule because of his tyranny.
So heaven had chosen Zhou.
Exactly. And Yin Hong knew, intellectually at least, that defying the celestial decree was like fighting the universe itself. He understood the big picture.
So he leaves the mountain, aligned with heaven's will. But then things go sideways very quickly. How does someone with that clarity get turned around so fast?
Well, that's where Shen Gongbao comes in. He's the master manipulator, the agent of chaos in this story, always working against the Chan sect, which is Chijingzi's side.
The spoiler.
The ultimate spoiler. He intercepts Yin Hong on his journey, and Shen Gongbao knows exactly where Yin Hong is vulnerable.
His family. His mother's death.
Precisely. Shen Gongbao feeds him this incredibly destructive lie. He twists the narrative and convinces Yin Hong that it was the Chan sect, his master's own lineage, the people who saved and trained him, who were secretly responsible for Queen Zhang's suffering and death.
Oh, that's devastatingly effective. It hits him right where it hurts most.
It completely bypasses all his intellectual understanding of the mandate of heaven. Suddenly, it's personal. Filial piety, this deep-seated need for vengeance for his mother, overrides everything else. He believes his new family betrayed his old one.
And just like that, he flips.
Instantly. The sources say he switched sides. Gorn. Fueled by this misplaced rage and grief, he abandons the mission to help Zhou. Instead, he turns his formidable powers, his artifacts, against Shiqi, the Zhou capital.
Using the very weapons his master gave him.
Exactly. And this is where it gets cosmically dangerous because of a promise he made before leaving the mountain. Chijingzi, maybe sensing this inner conflict, had made him swear a powerful oath.
What was the oath?
He swore that if he ever betrayed the cause, if he ever turned back to help his tyrannical father against the mandate of heaven, he would be reduced to flying ashes.
Wei Fei Hu.
Oh, wow. He basically wrote his own death sentence if he ever faltered.
He did. He staked his existence on his loyalty to the righteous cause. And the moment he breaks that loyalty, he activates the condition for his own destruction. The universe, as you said, calls his bluff.
So this leads inevitably to a confrontation, doesn't it? He can't just attack Shiqi with impunity. No, especially not when he starts deploying the Yin-Yang Mirror. He uses it against the Zhou forces, causing massive casualties. But the ultimate act, the point of no return, is when he turns it against his own master, Chijingzi.
Against the man who saved him, who trained him.
Yes. It's the ultimate betrayal. For Chijingzi, this must have been heartbreaking. He raised this boy, taught him everything, gave him these powerful tools.
And now he's facing him in battle.
A battle he can't afford to lose because Yin Hong with the Yin-Yang Mirror is just too dangerous. He could wipe out armies. Chijingzi is forced into a terrible choice.
What does he do?
He has to deploy an even more powerful artifact, one of the ultimate treasures of their lineage. The Taiji Diagram, 2G2. This isn't just a weapon. It represents primordial cosmic order.
And against Yin Hong.
It instantly neutralizes him. The power difference is absolute. The moment the Taiji Diagram is unfurled, Yin Hong is, as the sources describe, turned into flying ashes.
Exactly as he swore.
Precisely. The oath is fulfilled, literally and instantly. A self-fulfilling prophecy triggered by his own actions.
A brutal end. But investiture of the gods, death isn't always the final end, right? His soul.
Correct. His soul is eventually collected by Jiang and sealed onto the Fengshen Bang, the canonization list. He gets a celestial post.
And this is where the irony kicks in, isn't it? After all that violence, that fiery destruction, what's his job in the celestial bureaucracy?
He is appointed as the 5-grain star.
Yang Kanjing.
The star governing crops. Agriculture?
Yes. The man whose life ended in fiery ash, defined by conflict and betrayal, is given responsibility for ensuring the staple foods, the very sustenance of life, flourishes.
Okay, let's zoom out. What's the big takeaway here? The sources seem to frame him as symbolizing loyalty, a righteous heart, and tragedy.
Right. He embodies that tragic clash. He had a righteous heart. The sources say, human hearts may be kind. He was loyal, intensely so, to his family.
But the mandate of heaven is unavoidable. Tianming Nanwei. His personal feelings, his understandable desire for vengeance, his loyalty to his father's doomed dynasty, none of it mattered against the cosmic tide. His virtue, his loyalty, became the very thing that destroyed him because it was misplaced.
It wasn't just that he chose family over fate, it's that his choice was based on a lie, wasn't it? He lacked discernment at the critical moment.
Exactly. All that power, all that training. And he was undone by manipulation targeting his deepest emotional wound. He had the intelligence, but not the wisdom or the emotional control to see past the deception when it mattered most.
So the tragedy is profound. He had the potential for greatness, the power of an immortal, but failed a fundamental test. He traded cosmic truth for personal grievance.
And paid the ultimate price. It's a stark warning about where we place our loyalties, perhaps.
Which brings us to that final lingering thought. That incredibly ironic celestial appointment.
Yeah, think about it. The 5-grain star. Is this the universe's way of balancing the scales, forcing the soul that wrought destruction to nurture life? A kind of cosmic rehabilitation.
Or maybe something else.
Or perhaps it's a form of containment, locking this incredibly powerful but emotionally volatile soul into a vital but essentially peaceful, mundane role, preventing him from ever causing that kind of disruption again by binding him to the rhythm of the seasons and the harvest. What does it tell us about celestial justice, or maybe just celestial management, when such a tragic figure ends up responsible for something so fundamental to life itself?
A lot to think about there. Yin Hong's story really stays with you.
It certainly does, a quintessential tragedy of the investiture.